Good morning, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let me start by asking this. Did you ever felt cluttered in your life?
Yeah.
Yep.
And what has been your feeling? Like how exactly kind of went across when you felt cluttered? I think maybe I'll ask Anirudh.
How did I feel cluttered? I feel like when I'm taking on too many things at the same time without really figuring out how I'm able to best separate my time for each of those tasks,
Yeah.
that's when I feel extremely cluttered.
Yeah. So I think let me probably ask this, right? If I handed you a diamond that is buried within the gravel, do we ever get to notice the sparkle beneath that? So the diamond, which is so precious, if it's buried under the gravel, we are not able to notice the sparkle that it holds. The reason so being is because it's so beneath under so many different things. Sometimes it tends to kind of lose its original values until we don't see that, right? That's how our life often looks like today. Buried under emails, meetings, notifications, and so many different aspects that are running across our lives, which also impacts a couple of day-to-day things that we do, be it our health, our relationship, our productivity, and our thinking as well. Now let's talk about the power of simplicity. We all use Apple iPhones,
No.
or most of us, or most of us use Apple iPhones, or maybe at least we notice something about Apple iPhones. The first thing that comes to our mind is it's just so simple, or maybe a Tesla car, or a well-running website. One of the great things about these things are they are very simple, and they are not cluttered. So anything which is not so cluttered gives us a sense that it's more simple. It gives us a more compelling message, and it's more easier to kind of navigate it across. Now let's dive into the danger of excess on the other side. So I just want to draw a contrast, right? So let's suppose we are into a shopping mall and buying some groceries in a grocery store. So if suddenly we get to choose across, let's say, a rice that we are buying, and if you've got 30 different varieties of rice, we just get so confused. We end up spending so much of time there that it takes at least maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to figure out which is the right choice of rice for me. It might not be, but it's because of the cluttered option that it provides, we end up wasting a lot of time. So on the other hand, let's say if you have got a store where it's just one or two variety of rice, it gives us a easier, I would say, choices for us to make, and it becomes so simple as to buy just one thing out of it. I'll give you a personal example. In my last trip that I did a month back, I just packed my bag with 2 sets of clothes and very limited belongings, and I went to Bhutan. The all focus was on the trip and to enjoy the serenity of the place, than to figure out how exactly I'm going to carry the whole heavy bags with me. And this made the trip far more memorable than what I used to do earlier, when I used to carry huge bags with lot many belongings, lot many stuffs, and then have to figure out what I'm going to wear and how I'm going to plan things out there as well. So let me now looking to kind of draw a contrast on the illusion of more that we all live with. Which is more the way a thirsty man drinks a water. So let's suppose if someone is drinking salty water, as much as you drink, you still feel thirsty. So the illusion of more, or the wanting more, does not subside and helps us to kind of reduce the the excess things that's running across our lives as well in general. Now one thing that we always fear when we think of less is more is the truth of less. We fear less always across in most aspects of our life. We equate it with loss. But in truth, having less is not a loss. less is a space. It gives a space for clarity, a space for meaning, a space for what it matters the most. Imagine your life in a room. The less cluttered we are, the less focused we are on our lives, and it just gives us the ample confidence and the ample time to think of more, innovative things in our life that we can do, and the way we can plan our things as well. So we always need to remember that having more is not, always a bigger choices to pick up in life. Having less sometimes is far more better, and having more is not enough always at the times. So fellow Toastmasters, the question is not how do I add more to my life. The real question is, what am I willing to let go of? Because only when we let go of, we do discover what is waiting underneath for us to bring that larger, effectiveness in our lives. Remember this: less is not emptiness, less is essence, and sometimes less is everything. Thank you so much.